Happy Monday. Happy June. It is LeLe, your founder and host of Healing She Got Faith and the Healing She Got Faith Talk Show. It has been a little over a month since I've actually recorded. If you have been listening to the show, then you know that the last couple shows have been replays from last year. So I'm so excited to be back with you all in a new month, a new me. Healing She Got Faith has been going through a whirlwind of events, okay? So with me being back today, I would like to welcome myself back to all of my followers and listeners, and I'll be doing a reintroduction. If you're new here, welcome. This is such a great place to start, a great day to start, because there has been a lot of changes, there's been a lot of upgrades, there's been some things that we've had to let go. So it has truly, truly, truly been a journey. But I've missed y'all. I've missed recording. I've missed being in the studio. I've just missed it so much. But I just had to take care of some other things, which we will get into. So you are listening to the Healing She Got Faith Radio Talk Show, only on Total Entertainment Radio. You can catch us here every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. So if you are new here, like I said before, my name is LeLe. I am the founder of Healing She Got Faith. We are an organization that focuses on adults who are grieving. And our goal is to provide a safe place so that adults can actually feel what they're feeling. Society does not allow adults to feel. We're not allowed to have emotions. We're not allowed to be human, essentially. And there's a lot of policies and systems that are in place to keep us stuck into that realm. And with Healing She Got Faith, we want to kind of get rid of that. We want you to know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel those feelings that you're feeling. It's okay to take a day off from work. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to be in a place where you're like, listen, I cannot be my best self until I decide to move forward and address everything that I'm going through. So that's the basis of the organization. And then we got the most wonderful opportunity to be on Total Entertainment Radio platform, which the story behind that is they found me on Facebook. I was actually working with them to do a whole nother service, not even a radio show. After the conversation, they kind of asked like, hey, have you ever thought about having a radio show or a show in general? And back during the pandemic, I actually started doing YouTubes, and I'm not gonna lie, they were terrible. People say they're not as bad as I make them out to be, but my voice was soft, like you could see up my nose, and I was like, yeah, I've actually thought about it. I just don't know anything about audio or recording or anything of that nature. And at the same time, I had also started a podcast with my best friend, which was it was really, really popular at the time. So essentially, I was like, yeah. But what they didn't know is 15-year-old Lisa wanted to be on the radio. Like, I always wanted to be a DJ. I always wanted to be on the radio. So at that moment, I always felt like 30-year-old Lisa and 15-year-old Lisa met each other. And it was quite cool. So that is the foundation and the story in a very, very short summary version of my organization as well as my radio talk show. So everything is under Healing She Got Faith. I'm a published author. I'm a community social worker. I specialize in organization and community. I also have experience with the nonprofit world. I've probably been in the nonprofit world since I was 18. Through my master's degree, I do have a specialization in nonprofit management. I'm a griever. I am also your self-love advocate. I truly believe in self-love, but not like social media self-love. I believe in authentic self-love so that we can truly heal and we can truly be a better selves for a better society. So that's me. That's Healing She Got Faith. We have a blog. We have a bookstore. But you'll see all that or hear about all that during the housekeeping at the end of the show. So for our newbies and for our faithful listeners, our faithers, I call them faithers, okay? Cardi B got the Barty Gang. Nicki Minaj got the Barbs. Healing She Got Faith got the Faithers. Okay. Oh yeah, Meg Thee Stallion got the Hotties. So Healing She Got Faith, we're the Faithers, okay? So with that being said, every show, whether it's with me or whether it's with a guest, I have everybody pick a card. So if it's not me, if it's not a guest, then it's me. I'll pick a card. We'll read the card and we'll see if it resonates. Sometimes I'll get like affirmation cards, or I'll read from my book, or I'll read from a book, and we'll kind of just go over it. But typically we're picking cards and we're reading them out loud, and we are seeing if it resonates with us, and we discuss it. And that's what I would call our icebreaker. Okay. So for this episode, I have picked the deck. It's called Mindful Message. I got these from Amazon. I literally just go to bookstores, Amazon, and look up affirmation cards and just see what I like, see what sits with my heart, and I pick them out. And then for every episode, I have like so many decks of cards. So for each episode, I kind of just meditate over which deck of card I want to read from. Sometimes I have one deck, sometimes I have three decks. Sometimes I pick one card, sometimes I pick 4 to 5. It just depends. And also when we have guests, which whenever we have guests, that show is always called the Grief Beyond Death show, because I want my listeners to hear not only from me, but from other people about different types of grief, what people are doing. So it's not so that you guys are not just hearing my voice. Even though I think my voice is lovely, it's always good to have different perspectives. So without further ado, let's get to picking. So my first card that I picked, it says release. Today, I release limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. I'm ready for transformation and welcome this shift. I am creating space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. Whew. The second card is Creator of Happiness. I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual. Therefore, it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. Balance. I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them, but I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. I have found a healthy balance between being with friends and having self-care time. So I'm actually going to start off with balance. This card resonates with me more in my current state of mind. So balance. So I'm a Libra, and I don't know too much about zodiac signs, but I know one of the main things about Libras is balance. So, and throughout my life, that has constantly been a battle of finding the balance. So when I first decided to heal, my issue was balance. How do I find balance? A work-life balance, a love-life balance, a friendship balance, a self-care balance. There were so many questions, and I just did not know what that looked like. So because I was the type of person to go, every minute of every day was filled with something, and I was just burnt out. And I think in this society, like, that don't sleep until I die mentality is just so prevalent. And really, like, we need sleep, we need rest, we need balance. We have this hustle mentality of like, the more you do, the more credit you get, but like, who's giving us the credit? So when I finally came to that realization, I was like, I really want balance, because while I love what I do, I also want to make sure I'm taking care of my body. My body is what's going to keep me on this earth longer. So how do I respect my temple? Because my body is a temple. Okay, my body is a ball of energy. So how do I protect it? So the card says, I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them. But I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. I have found a healthy balance between being with friends and having self-care time. So I remember when I was younger, and I would get so irritated. Like, I was so nasty. Like, it would get to a point where like people didn't even want to be around me. And as I got older, I kind of still had that thing. Like, I'm really dope. I'm really energetic. I'm really like positive. But it comes to a point where like I just get fatigued and tired. And what I realized was I was not setting the boundaries of myself and people. So I was constantly around people when at 30 years old, I realized I have to have at least 2 hours a day to myself. And that's not including sleep. Like, I have to have 2 hours a day before I see people, after I see people, whatever that looks like. So what that looks like for me now is I really don't start my day until like 10, 11 o'clock. So whatever I do between 10, 11 o'clock is my time, whether that's therapy, journaling, sleeping, eating. If I decide to go to breakfast with somebody, picking cards, working out, yoga, I literally allow my body to do what my body needs to do. So when I used to work in an office, I do remember like I had to be at work at 8 a.m., but I really, really didn't start interacting with people, and people really didn't talk to me until about 10 a.m. And typically that was because I just wasn't friendly. Like I was not friendly in the morning. I didn't like I remember being in the office and they would say like, we let you have your coffee, eat your breakfast, watch your sermons, watch your YouTube. Cause like, yes, I was at work and I was doing like paperwork stuff, but I wasn't doing anything that I needed another human being to be there. Now that I've come into this healing journey, I'm really starting to see like, oh, okay, that was a boundary thing. Like I had to really be intentional about myself because I knew for the next 7 to 8 hours, I was going to be around other people. And so I had to mentally prepare myself for that because with the type of work that I do, unfortunately, like having a 1 hour lunch break just may not have been realistic at the time. You know, having a break to even get away. Like sometimes I was eating with students. Sometimes I was working through my lunch. Sometimes I was meeting with staff and parents and things of that nature. So, you know, I needed that 2 hours. So that is my rule now. Like I have to have a long time. Fridays are my day. Like I typically don't do anything on Friday. That's typically my day to do what Lisa needs to do. LeLe, that self-love advocate, like that is her day. Like I don't open my computer. I don't do anything. I can spend all day on TikTok. I can be at home. I might not shower till 3, 4 o'clock in the day. Like I can clean, I can sweep, I can spend time with my dogs, like all type of stuff. So that is my way of having balance. I love people, and I think that's the biggest like fight I have with myself. Like I love people and I love being around people, but I also get so drained and burnt out from people. So there's that. So creator of happiness, it says, I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. It is not dependent on any outside source or individual. Therefore, it cannot be taken away. It can always be found within me. So I really like this card because I think for so long of my life, and you know, I'm talking about me, I'm not talking about anybody else. I have been dependent on other people to be happy. And I kind of grew up that way. I grew up that way when I got real heavy in the church. Back in college, I was told, like, you got to sacrifice yourself for other people without, like, the real biblical um, definition behind that, or context, I should say, behind that. But I was constantly, and I mean constantly, always worried about other people. So my happiness ultimately depended on other people. So when it says I reclaim is such a powerful word, verbiage, I should say. I reclaim my power to create my own joy and happiness. Right now, just going through things like not depending on my business or not depending on my building or my family or relationships to determine my joy and happiness, like just being joyful. You know, peace doesn't always mean being in quiet. Peace means like no matter where I'm at, I have that ultimate peace, that ultimate joy. And so when you have that within yourself, if you truly have taken this healing journey very seriously, like it cannot be taken away because it's within you. It's whatever you choose to do. This is your journey in life. And so that's a constant reminder to myself, like nobody can do this for me. Nobody is going to do it for me. Okay. This all has to do with me. Like there's people to support you along the way, but everybody's not going to understand it. And I think that's one of the hardest things to do. But I am my creator of happiness. And then last but not least, release. I kind of rhymed. Today I release limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. I am ready for transformation and welcome the shift. I am creating a space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. So let me just say this, like, recently I got I cut off one of my favorite people in the world because of like just a lack of boundaries and just a lack of appreciation. And it was one of the hardest things that I've had to do in a long time because I have attachment issues. I attach to people who genuinely like just don't want me. Like I attach to people who they say they care, but they emotionally cannot, you know, love me back, essentially. So I released, I have released that. I've released the thought of control. Like there's a lot of things I just don't have control of. I release these limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, and toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. So with that being said, like if you were to ask people from college, they probably would tell you like, oh, she was always so down and she was always just so negative, and I used to tell her she was going to be something big, and all of that, which essentially it was true. But at that age, because there were so many things happening back to back to back to back to back, I mean, father dying, homelessness, failing out of school, dropping multiple classes, never having any money, like I was not able to see past where I was. And statistics show that when you live in poverty, it does affect your mental and physical health. So when you think of it from that perspective, I was only doing what I knew how to do. Also too, I wasn't getting the love and affection from my family, from the boyfriend I had back then that I really needed. Like, yeah, my friends love me and they wanted to pour into me, and I really couldn't see, like, I just understand like why you stressing, because they were not trained professionals back then. They were just, and a lot of my friends had their family. A lot of my friends weren't going through like what I was going through. And so at that time, like, yeah, they were trying to speak life into me, but I wasn't in a place to accept it. I wasn't in a place to release it. I wasn't in a place to be able to really hear what they were saying. It was literally only about like, listen, y'all, I'm just trying to survive. So now that I'm releasing that mindset of survival, now I can understand where they're coming from. And they get irritated, like, girl, I've been told you was gonna do that. You did, but I wasn't receptive of it because I didn't know. But I've done the work now and I get it. I am ready for transformation and welcome this shift. There has been a huge shift in my career and my personal life that I am really ready for. Like, I'm ready for this shift in my business. I'm ready for this shift in my family. I'm ready for this shift in my love life. I am speaking that, honey. I'm even ready for a shift in friendships. Like, I am the type of person, I have a lot of friends, and a lot of my friends I've known for years, and people just grow apart. So I'm honestly ready to meet the type of friends and people that I want to be around. Like I have a vision for myself and I'm ready for that shift. And some things have started to take place. Like I'm starting to see, like once I started releasing things, I started to see things come forward. I am creating a space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. Love, I welcome you. I welcome you, honey, because we all know, and if you know me, I welcome the love. Abundance. Abundance has been my word probably for the last 2 years because I really feel it in my spirit that like abundance is a thing. And Lisa, LeLe, your self-love advocate, is going to see it in financial, in love, in family, in material, like, and not putting an emphasis on material things, but when it comes to my business, when it comes to interactions, that's what I mean when I say material, and just amazing opportunities. I've already signed a couple deals for the second half of the year, and it's been amazing. So as I release, I gain more. So if you're in that predicament and you need that reminder, like this is your sign, like go ahead and release it. So that was a long introduction because it's been a while. Can y'all tell that I missed you? So with that being said, let's take a break, and when we come back, I am definitely going to talk to you about what has been going on. So make sure you come back. Welcome back to the Healing She Got Faith show. This is LeLe, your founder and self-love advocate. I hope you did not miss that icebreaker because it was long, but it was good. I really, really miss being in the studio and miss talking to you all. Like, this is part of my passion. I just love speaking, y'all. So I really, really missed you. So, as you all listen to the icebreaker, you all know I've been gone for little over a month. You guys have been listening to replays probably for the last 6 weeks, 6, 7, 8 weeks. I honestly don't remember, but I introduced myself again. I'm the founder of Healing She Got Faith. I'm the host of this show. You can catch us here on Total Entertainment Radio every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. So yes, but one of the things that I have been learning as I've been on this professional hiatus and as I have gone through so many things in just this short amount of week was boundaries. So I moved back to St. Louis, Missouri probably about a year ago after living in New York. I was doing a healing. I took a break from life. I was doing a healing treatment on myself, and I really wanted to work on boundaries. As I had got older and just realized some of the things I was doing, like I just lacked boundaries. And it really didn't get serious until I moved back to St. Louis when I was like, I have to have boundaries with work. I have to have boundaries with friends, with dating, with just things in general. I just needed boundaries. Okay. So what I've been getting recently is people like, oh, put me in your schedule. You're so busy. I'm not busy, y'all. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I am not busy. Business has been extremely slow, and this is just me being authentic with you all. Business has been extremely slow. While I am doing a lot, it really doesn't take up every day, all day. But I think people are confusing being busy with me setting boundaries. So I'm at a place in my life where if my body tells me, yo, you gotta sit down, I'm gonna sit down. If my body says, hey, we gonna sleep today, I'm gonna sleep. If my body says we need to stretch, I'm gonna stretch. So I'm allowing my body to talk to me. So between April and May, I have not had good or healthy boundaries. Almost every day between April and May, I have had something to do. Now we're coming up on the end of May and I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I still got things that I have to get done before June starts. And I am extremely exhausted. I have major programs coming up in June. So with that being said, I have to continue to set those boundaries. So, what boundaries looks like is me telling people no, like I cannot. Like people want me to come and celebrate, but I cannot. My body won't allow me. People want me to come to dinner. No, I don't have it in the budget to come eat 5 times a week, and a lot of times I'm spending money and doing all the stuff everybody else. And to be quite honest, I don't get it in return. And I think people get confused like, oh, well, you just do it for a tit for tat. It has nothing to do with tit for tat. What it has to do with is boundaries, okay? When you're constantly pouring and pouring and pouring out and nobody is pouring back into you, that's where burnout comes from. That's where fatigueness comes from. That's where you decide you just not gonna do nothing. There was one day in May, y'all, I had 2 graduations, a wedding, a friend wanted to go to dinner, somebody wanted me to babysit, somebody wanted me to work for them. I mean, this day, literally everybody and their mom chose this day to do something. And I got so overwhelmed that I was like, I'm not doing anything. Why did y'all all pick this one day? Like, I just felt like everybody came together and was like, hey, we're going to ask Lisa and we're going to see who she picks. Not that that's what they did because nobody actually knew each other, but that's how I felt. And so when people were like, oh, you can't come, no, like, yeah, everybody and their mom chose this one day in May to have everything. So I didn't go to any of the graduations. I didn't go to the wedding. I honestly didn't do it. The only things I did that day were, it was two things, and it was the two things that made me money. And I was like, because I could use the extra couple coins right now. So that's what I did. And it was so low key and I was so productive. And I got rest that day. So it rejuvenated me for the rest of the month, to be honest with you. And even the night before that, a couple people, I had plans the night before that day, and I got overwhelmed. And actually, like, I had started like cleaning my house because I expected some people to come over. They canceled at the last minute, and I was like, dang, like, I'm over here trying to rush and do stuff, and I canceled. And so I ended up like finally being able to clean my house. I had been so busy from April to May that I had not thoroughly cleaned my house probably in a couple weeks. So I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work for me. Like, so when they canceled, I was like, cool. I deep cleaned my house was spotless, and I had been trying to get it to that point for so long. And so I ended up like taking a video and sending it to my friend who she had been knowing. She was like, Lisa, like, just do it like section by section if you can't do it all at once. And so when I finally got it done, she was like, oh, it looks so nice, and you seem happy. And yeah, I slept like a baby that night. I slept like a baby. So a lot of times people will assume that I'm free. They'll assume that I'll come because I've just always been that person. I've been that person. Like, if you're doing something, you're going to invite me because Lisa always shows up. I'm always the biggest supporter. I'm always in attendance for everything. I'm always just showing up for everything. So typically people will show me stuff, like tell me they're gonna do stuff, and typically I agree, which that's a lack of boundary. But recently it's just kind of like, I really can't do that. I really can't show up for you because I'm trying to show up for me. I'm trying to be the better version of me. I want to live longer. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to constantly spend money, or I don't want to constantly be out. Now, and I struggle with this too because I want to be at home, but I also want to be outside because I want to meet new people. Like, I want to get outside in this dating world. I want to get outside in my networking bag. I want to get outside and meet people who are healing. I want to get outside and meet people. Like, I want to travel. So I always find it hard, that hard balance of like when to stay home and when to go outside. And so, for me, what I've learned is really listening to my body in that sense, and really listening to what that looks like. So if I really don't feel like going somewhere, typically 9 out of 10 times I'm not gonna go. But that's gonna be another episode that I talk about, because I have forced myself to go when I haven't wanted to, and they have ended up being some of the best times. But that's gonna be a separate conversation, because that is a battle between anxiety, okay, social anxiety. But we'll talk about that another episode. But honestly, like, listening to my body and seeing what my body has to say, because your body will talk to you. Your body will let you know, like, hey, what we doing? Why are you doing all of this? So yeah, so my thing with people recently has been, oh, you so busy, but they're mistaking being busy for setting boundaries. Typically if I have therapy, so I'm in therapy twice a week. So this is a lot. And I say that because typically if I had therapy, I really don't do nothing else outside of therapy that day, because we talk about so much and it can get so heavy that it's honestly one of them things where I'm just like, I don't actually know if I can do anything else because I have a lot to process. And sometimes I leave therapy and I'm motivated and I do 2 or 3 more things. And sometimes I leave therapy and I do nothing. Maybe I work out. Maybe I go play with the dogs. But I do mindless work. So, with that being said, I honestly believe that people have mistaken busyness for boundaries. And I believe that a lot of us are struggling with that. I believe a lot of us are trying to find that balance. I do not believe I am alone in this. I believe that a lot of my listeners are in this same position of what to do, what not to do, how to do it, what does that look like. But also, too, like, my biggest lesson during my healing is boundaries. Like, you have to tell people where you stop, and whatever you don't want to do, like, stand in that. Nobody can force you to do anything that you do not want to do. So I'm encouraging you to, like, don't let anybody force you to do something you don't want to do. If you're not feeling it, then don't do it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this healing journey that I've been on. So make sure you come back. Welcome back to the Healing She Got Faith Show. It is LeLe, your self-love advocate. So yes, before we went on break, we talked about how people are mistaken are mistaken being busy for boundaries. So yeah, so take that with you today. Like, as you end your Monday evening, take that with you and let people know, like, hey, you keep saying I'm busy. I actually think you don't understand what boundaries are. Hey. Anyways, y'all. So back in April, I was on TikTok and I found these two accounts where they were doing, one was doing a 21-day self-love challenge and the other one was doing a 6-month self-love challenge. So I decided to go with the 6-month self-love challenge from April 1 to October 1. And so I have this Google Doc. It's super long. I have goals, I have definitions, I have a list of things. I have my dream man on there. I mean, I went all in. And so, like, let me not say that, because like some of these goals are definitely from my older Google Doc, and like the list of my like dream man is definitely like from a couple years ago. But like basically what I did is I took goals and visions that are still prevalent to my life today, and I created this huge Google Doc, and I took the template from the lady that was using her template from TikTok, and I kind of created my own. Like, I took hers, but I created like my own version of it. And what I had started doing was just documenting each month. So month 1 was April, and it was literally just about healing. Like, what did that look like? How did I define it? What was I trying to focus on? What was I trying to heal? Like, literally, what is it that I want out of this healing process? Because everybody's healing. I mean, that's the new thing on social media. Like, everybody's in this self-love, everybody's healing. But me, I want the real stuff. Like, I want the real dirty, grimy stuff. Like, I ain't trying to be cute on Instagram. I ain't trying to be cute on this platform, Facebook, none of that. Like, y'all gonna get what I give you, which if I'm ugly today, that's just what it is. Whether that's a physical, emotional feeling, that's just what it is. Month 2 was made, and it was discipline, because I want to be healthy holistically. I want to have a better mentality and outlook on life. I want to treat my body better. I want to stop going out to eat. I want to stop eating this fast food. Some of y'all don't know, but I have diabetes. I also have high cholesterol. I want to get that under control. I don't want to be on medicine for the rest of my life. I want to lose this weight. When my mom died, I gained over 200. Well, I hit the 200 mark, which I probably gained maybe 125 pounds once my mom died. And really, it started with grad school. So where I was like, at one point in my life, I was like 140. Then I saw myself go up to 160. And then I was in grad school and I was at 175. And then my mom died. I hit like 205. Oh my God. No, that was not okay. So I want to be comfortable in my body, but that doesn't look like losing all this weight to be skinny. I have to embrace what I got now. Because even if I do lose that 100 pounds, am I going to be happy? So being disciplined with my time. So I had to work on time management, being disciplined with my food. So I had to slowly start weaning myself off of certain foods that I ate. My money. I had put myself in so much credit card debt after paying off so much debt. I was so ashamed of myself. So I had to be disciplined in paying off my debt and not creating new debt because I'm tired of paying off credit card debt. So I had to be disciplined in that. I had to be disciplined in my relationships. When I didn't feel appreciated, when I didn't feel loved, baby, you had to go. Because I can no longer sit here and feel how I'm feeling while you get to live your life. That's not fair to me. I had to be disciplined with my family. Like, I love y'all, but I cannot keep assisting. I cannot keep helping. When I watch your kids and neglect what I wanted to do, when I give you money when I really don't have it, I'm not helping myself. So I had to be disciplined and let people know, you know what? I'm not in a place where I can help people. I love you and I would love to sit down with you and find some social time, but I honestly can't help you. And so June is month 3. And with month 3, I'm being more intentional. So I'm being more intentional with myself. What does that look like? So I'm taking the principles from discipline. I'm being very intentional. So when I go grocery shopping, I don't want to waste money and I actually want to cook. So instead of buying a week worth of food, I'm going up to the grocery store every 3 days, maybe even 2 days. Sometimes I'm going up there every day just to buy one meal. Because again, I don't want to waste any food because groceries are expensive. Money is little. And I want to be intentional about cooking. I want to be intentional about fueling my body. Um, Also with friends. Like, so I have a huge conference in July. So June is going to be focused on me prepping for that conference. So I'm going to be very intentional with my time, with my money, with my work. Like, I want this because I really feel in my spirit that this opportunity that I have coming up in July at this conference is going to be a really big break. So I want to make sure I'm prepared for that. So I want to be intentional with my work. I want to be intentional with my time. So that's what month 3 is about. And what I'm learning about my life is I have let so many people dictate my emotions, dictate my love, dictate my money. I was so used to certain systems having authority over me that I never truly was able to be who I am created to be. And that's the self-love advocate. That's this fireball of energy. That is this person who can love you, but also love herself. This person who is an advocate for many things. And I was not allowing myself to be who I was called to be because I was so worried about everyone else. So now I'm really focusing on Lisa. If Lisa doesn't want to do it, and if Lisa is not in the mood to do it, Lisa is not going to be there. So with that being said, we are going to take one more break. And when we come back, we're going to have some housekeeping for you. Welcome back to the Healing She Got Faith show. I hope you all have enjoyed this first episode this first episode with me back. I have had a load of fun. I was really motivated to record this episode and just excited just to come back and share with you all everything that we have been kind of going through. And I didn't even get into a lot of stuff. So throughout June, we'll definitely be talking about the hiatus and just like what was happening and why I had to take a break back. But today I thought it was really important to start off with reintroducing myself and discussing boundaries and this 6-month challenge, because it's really going to help you guys understand like where I'm coming from. And hopefully if like you're a business owner or an author or just a boss in general, like hopefully it will help you to understand like you don't have to be Superman. You don't have to go, 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 go. Like we be needing breaks too. Because I meet so many people who are just constantly on the go, constantly doing everything for everybody else. And I know for a fact that you need time. You need time. And so I hope that today's episode was that reminder to you. Our 3 cards today were release, creators of happiness, and balance. And I really feel like those cards really weren't just for me, but they were for a lot of my listeners, a lot of my followers. And I really hope and pray that those of you who are listening, that you really hear that, because I really believe that you need a break. I really believe that you need to release some things. I really believe you need to find balance. And I really believe that you need to know that you are the creator of your own happiness and opportunities, honey. Like, regardless of what anybody in your life has told you, like, that is you. And I want you to know that it is okay to not be okay, and it is okay to function in that. Like, that is perfectly fine, because some of us have never heard that. Some of us have never been told that it's okay to be angry. Some of us have never been told that it's okay to have boundaries. Some of us have never been told that it's okay to have mental health issues and to find a cure for that. Some of us have just never been told that. And so I hope that you're here today. And I hope that you know that I see you, I hear you, you're valid. And I want you to know that you are not alone, and this world is yours, and you can act as if it is. You don't have to bow down to any system or any person that makes you feel less than, okay? So there's that. So a couple housekeeping things. So as I am back recording, we are back every Monday, 3 p.m. Central on Total Entertainment Radio. You can also catch the replays every Tuesday at 3 p.m. They are on YouTube and podcast platforms such as Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So as I am back, the blog is also back. So every Wednesday, Healing She Got Faith releases a blog at 3 p.m. Central. You can go to healingshegotfaith.org/blog to make sure that you never miss out on a show or a blog. You can sign up on my website so you constantly get the reminders, and make sure you sign up. If you sign up with your email, you also get a freebie from me. So make sure you do that. And just make sure you're in the now of what's going on with Healing She Got Faith, because we have programs, we have events, we have freebies. So just make sure that you do that. Also, too, the calendar on the website is being updated as we speak. So make sure you're checking out the calendar. The calendar will tell you when we're open, where we're at, the blog schedule, the radio show schedule, the podcast schedule, any type of events that we have. The calendar will tell you. So make sure that you are connected with us at all time. You could check us out. We're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I think that's it. So yeah, make sure you are constantly connected. We have an online bookstore. So I know that I have a couple followers who love that I read and try to read with me. And so with that being said, I did open an online bookshop through bookshop.org. So that link is bookshop.org/shop/healing she got faith. I have a couple lists up there. I will be updating the list this summer to give you guys more reads and to give you guys just more resources for you to be able to continue this healing journey, okay? We started a grief group, but it's called Grief Group with a Twist. And basically what this is it's an actual grief group. But the twist is that I will be helping you write your manuscript to your book, whether it's your first book, your fifth book, your 100th book, I don't care. I know a lot of people who are writers and they really just need that push. So what I like to do is turn this pain into passion. Every single one of us has grieved, especially with the experience in COVID. So there isn't anybody who has not grieved. My goal is to help you understand grief, help you understand your pain, address it, and turn that pain into a passion. A lot of y'all have a story. The first book I ever wrote is titled Everyone Has a Story, okay? And I want you to know you have a story, and I want you to write it. I want you to be able to see it in the flesh, okay? I also have partnered with a fabulous coach in North Carolina, Pastor Tammy, and she is the founder of Be Healed. And so we actually have a program for our ladies, and it's essentially the 6-month healing program that I've been doing. We're gonna start the second half of the year. So at the end of this month, at the end of June, we will be starting a 6-month program. It is an investment. It is $600, so that's $100 per month. And so what we will be doing, you'll have a curriculum. It'll be led by myself and Pastor Tammy, and we will listen, y'all. We got some things up our sleeves. So, ladies, if you're interested, please, please, please go to the website HealingSheGotFaith.org. Go to our social media. We definitely have some good resources up our sleeves. And so let me backtrack a little bit. With Grief Group with a twist, that is also an investment. It's $80 a week for 3 months. So essentially it's $800 for 10 weeks, essentially. So with that being said, these are programs, but it's an investment in you. It's very cost efficient. And it's for your healing process, guys. Like, there's a lot of you that just need to heal and you need their support. And we are here. We created for you. We're here for you. Also, last but not least, I still have a couple book bundles of Everyone Has a Story. It's a vulnerable version and it's a signed copy. But if you don't like, the actual physical books, I am also on Kindle. So check us out on Kindle. If you would like a signed copy, you can go to healingshegotfaith.org/shop and just purchase you a book bundle. I sign the book and I send it to you. So yes, we still have a couple versions of that book left. So please, by all means, go ahead and order your book. But yeah, I'm really happy to be back. I love you all. I have missed you and I cannot wait to catch you next Monday. Remember to love you the way you love the world. Bye, guys.